stories. 286 days have passed since I last spoke with my brother. In our last conversation, I was rushed, I was traveling, and I had to make a flight connection. So we made plans to chat tomorrow. I remember that last conversation. Can I talk to you tomorrow? There's a few things I want to talk to you about. After a 5-hour flight, I had reached my destination. Overseas in Ireland, as I walked off the plane, I had rushed to get on. I had just rushed off the phone. I was told he had passed away. I didn't need to ask how. Even after 14 months of sobriety, I knew already that he had overdosed. His sobriety was so fragile and addiction is so powerful. On November 13th, 2015, my brother Greg passed away in the city of Brockton at the age of 27 after an acute accidental fentanyl intoxication. We never got to have that last conversation, the conversation that was saved for tomorrow. But believe me when I tell you, I have spoken to him every day since. I have told him how proud I am of him, that he is more than just someone that's overdosed, that he's more than just a statistic. He was loved, and I think many of you can relate when I say this. I didn't realize how much I loved him until he was gone. I'm never really one to sugarcoat things, so I'll be brutally honest. It was oftentimes very hard to love my brother. But what I realized, that my issues were not with my brother, they were with his addictive behaviors. My brother battled with addiction for almost a decade. It consumed his adult life. Throughout his 10 or so years of addiction, he had just as many periods of sobriety as he did of dark clouds of poor behavior driven by drug abuse. I know so many of you here have either struggled yourselves or you've struggled to love someone in the same pattern. It puts strains on your families, relationships, and it often leaves children without parents, especially young children, and parents without their children. In the last year of his life, he always referred to recovery and living in sobriety as the good life. Living clean afforded him a rebirth of relationships that had been lost. He was able to tackle his goals. He had a full-time job. He had a plan for the future. He never missed a family outing. He was reliable. He was my brother. He had his trademark humor back, and it's the memories of that last year of his life that I'll never forget. The good life. I'll always remember him by his life in recovery. It's the times that he came to my house to help me with yard work, to paint my living room, the times he called just to say hi, the conversations that we had that last year of life, the times that he leaned on me for advice like a young brother should to his older sister. I finally had the relationship with my brother that I'd wanted all those years. And it was in that year that I realized the power and the value of presence and love. I realized that my love for my brother was unconditional, and that the condition of my presence was one of the best rewards that he could earn. I've learned that in trying times I thought I hated my brother, I did in fact still love him. It was the disease that I hated, the behaviors that came with it that I hated. Yes, my brother was an opiate addict. But more importantly, he had a vibrant potential. He was full of ambition. In fact, he made a visit to this very same campus on the same morning of his death. He was beginning the process of signing up for the classes to finish his degree. He was actively trying to tie up the loose ends that he had unraveled after many years of struggling with addiction. He wanted the good life. I know the conversation that was saved for a tomorrow that will never come likely had to do with what classes should he take, how do I balance work and life, work and classes and life. But I have to accept the fact that his tomorrow will never come, but that my tomorrow still exists. And in my tomorrow, I will try my best to raise awareness, bring hope, and stimulate a conversation about how to derail this epidemic from bringing pain to another family. I'm honored to stand in front of this community, but quite frankly, I wish I wasn't a member of it. I wholeheartedly wish I wasn't qualified to join you here today. I know it's made up of so many people that share my pain, grief, and passion for a better tomorrow. I love my brother. I miss him. I think about him every day. Gerhard George Oberle III, you will never be forgotten. We will always remember yesterday, but the best we can do today is to make tomorrow a better day. Thank you.